Today we're going to talk about transition and caches. Hello everybody, thanks for coming to watch my video. I want to give you guys a new announcement that we do have memberships enabled on our channel. So that is super amazing. Please go over to my channel, click the join button. You can also click the link in the description down below and you can start gaining membership loyalty rewards. I'm going to be spinning up a brand new modded server for members only, and I think we're going to start working through trying to get ourselves into members only chats and members only live streams where you get the live stream first and only, and then we're going to transition that off to maybe people that want to watch it later will get the video. I don't know, I've got a lot of ideas and I hope that you guys are on board. I'd love to see you guys join those, and it'd be awesome to start growing the community back in Minecraft again. Thanks for watching, everybody, and stay tuned for the rest of the video. Ooh, welcome, friends, to a new episode of Feed the Beast Ultimate Reloaded. I'm Clobberstomp. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm having a really, really good day. I have some updates and some transitional things to do. Or, well, pretty much what we've been in the middle of. But, all right, I've gotten rid of a bunch of tanks. I've solved the tank problem. Or at least so I think. The only tank that really has a problem is this guy. And I think it's because of the DNA and how it renders its colors back and forth to, you know, that crazy rainbowy pattern. Sometimes when I log in, it's gone. And sometimes when I log in, it's not. But that's the only one I have a problem with. All of the others have been moved or updated. So those ones, the what is this called again? Ethanol. Yes, the ethanol and the seed oil has all been moved. I took it out of the big tank. I suppose you guys haven't seen any of this. I went to work. We're in the transitional period. What does that mean? Well, we're trying to get all of our things from our other base over to here. I'm trying to get tank areas set up. Let's take a look outside for a second. Let's go look at our board. What have we been working on? So, we've been working on phase 2 and, well, we haven't got to phase 3 power. We've got to phase 2. We're cleaning up the spawn base transition. We're setting up mass storage. We are working on a setup for the tank fluids. And that's not so much anything of those other things. We've been working on completing the main tower, and we've been breeding more bees. Really, that's what we've been working on. Let's go take a look at the other base before we get into what I've worked on here. I have started to peel everything out of here. So, look at this. It's all cleaned up. I got rid of all our machines. I've started minimizing all of the particular boxes and chests that we had all over. I started bringing them over to my main base, and we've been transitioning everything over. I've cleared out a few boxes. I still am working on some. I've got only minor things left and things like that. I have transitioned this over to straight up pretty much everything that relates to tree breeding. So this is really where all my wood, saplings, and things like that, or anything that comes from trees, is really going to stick. There's obviously some other things I stuck in here for good measure, but I can peel those out. We can always modify and change this later as we get into certain things. I also started getting portable tanks ready to move all of our liquids over. You know, we've got destabilized redstone, ender stuff, and then energetic glowstone. I think I even did these ones over here. Yes, I did. We've got the meat, liquid meat, and the pink slime. I've got those all ready to go as well. I haven't tore it all down yet because I still might use this for processing. I haven't got to the point where I know how I want to set this stuff up at the main base yet, but we're almost there. I've also emptied these out. Oh, what? Oh, these are still running. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll let them run. Okay, well, I cleared these all out and it looks like they're starting to fill up again, so that's fine. We'll let it run. I've got power over here. It's not, I'm not doing anything at spawn anyways, so I guess it really doesn't matter, right? All right, let's get over to the base here, the hive. And I've got a few of these going. We've got all of our oily bees. I moved some trees over here, chestnut trees, because I want to get the chestnuts from them because they are good for seed oil, which we're going to be getting into in a future episode. But since we're here, I has also set up my wireless terminal. What have we done here in the house or the base? I've got ME crafting terminal. I've got an ME set up. Small one, nothing huge, just some 16Ks. I don't even have the 64s yet. I'd like to get to auto crafting before I make them because these take a really long time to build manually. They're just a pain. And I don't like doing that stuff on I don't like building on camera. It's just, I feel like it takes away from doing, you know, solving problems, which is what the idea is for taking care of things. I found these super cool lamps. I got a little bit far, not far, but I started into Thaumcraft before I even started the series, and I was struggling with lighting situations. When you look for lights in this pack, there's not really a whole lot of things. You know, you've got this Project Red illumination things. And if you look up lamps, you know, I don't really like the inverted lamps because I feel like they've got processing, or, you know, problems. And when you can see it sometimes when I'm over here, I think I showed it in another video. You see how it goes off and then on? I don't like that. So I was trying to solve that problem. What's funny is these ones never go off. It's like only if they're above you. I don't know what the deal is. I'm not sure why that happens, but I was looking for lighting situations and I stumbled across the Arcane Lamp. And if you click on it, in an Arcane Workbench, you just need some amber and some iron plates and then some crystals. Well, I was like, I had a number of crystals and I had some iron plates and some amber. I was like, well, let me try these. And I made a couple of them and they produce so much light. I really like them. So I was like, well, let me see how many I can make. And I made a couple and I put a few in here and look how bright it is. I've literally gotten rid of all of the lights in here. And you look at the light level. We're at 10, 13. You know, it's pretty much above 10 the whole way. And then I was working on trying to design a floor. I think I'm going to go with these laboratory blocks and maybe the lamps in the floor. I like the way they look. I don't know if I'm going to put 2 there. I was just playing around with it. I might change this out. I'm undecided so far. But yes, we're working on things. I've also started to lay out what I think might be some areas for how we're going to develop our base. Down here is all going to be storage. And with the exception of this area over here, this is going to be our bee area where we're going to set up our processing for all of the things for bees, which is the combs and propolis and things like that. So carpenters and squeezers and things. And then over here, I think is going to be our bee genetics area, mainly because underneath here is all of the tanks. I set this up for a reason. There was a rhyme and an idea, obviously. And I was struggling with how to get things started. So I had these 2 tanks here and I didn't know exactly how to get going. I didn't know how I wanted to process this. The only idea that I really had was I wanted a platform that you could stand on and walk over, kind of like a production floor, that you could look out over your processing of the, you know, power, things like that, which I thought would be fun. So since I was having trouble with all of these tanks and all of this stuff, I made some supplemental power up here, which I'll show this off. And it's pretty much just, I have 2 trees outside that are running through these hardened ducts, which go to fractionating stills, creating resin. The resin is creating rosin, which produces tree oil. The tree oil gets pumped out of here into compression dynamos, which creates power. And the rosin comes into the steam dynamos, which also creates power. So it's an endless loop. And they're just they both require water, so I have an aqueous accumulator, aqueous over here to help sustain them all. And I have the opposite over here, does exactly the same thing. It's just I have the double processing. And then what I did was I linked this all into my core fabric here. So we've got tons of power. We're good. We have power from that. We have power from our steam generators or steam boilers, which I haven't turned them on yet because I'm still trying to get ethanol up. These might just become cosmetic. I know it's kind of crazy to think about that I built all this stuff just to be cosmetic, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I can solve the problem with it not using power. And if you guys know down in the comments, let me know how to solve the generation of, you know, steam continuing to dispel from the steam boilers when power is full and there's nowhere for it to go. Maybe you guys know how to do that. I'm not sure. I haven't figured it out yet, but we're solving problems. So as I was working through, you know, getting some of these things, it just kind of expanded and expanded, and I came up with this. So now I have a production floor. The idea is going to be for every one of these tanks to have their own fluid in it, obviously. Maybe we'll duplicate them if needed. And then I'm going to have an ender tank on the top and then maybe on the bottom so we can safely move fluids from wherever we want in the world. As long as that area is chunk loaded, we should be fine. So this is obviously going to be our code for our steam, or not steam, but for seed oil. I've already got one down here for ethanol, which if you can guess is orange, 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 which you can't see because it's up. There we go. You can kind of see it there. Orange, 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 obviously, because it's orange. I wasn't going to do yellow, yellow, yellow because yellow, yellow, yellow is going to be slotted for honey. So I figured yellow, yellow, orange because it's kind of, I guess I probably could have done yellow, yellow, white because this is lighter than yellow. It's an off yellow, right? You can't really dye anything this color, but you guys get the point. I was trying to keep the dyes similar to what we're doing. I'm excited to use this one because I think we're going to do pink and purple and blue because that's really what comes up there, and it's super cool looking. But yeah, now we have all these lamps. It's really well lit down here. We don't have to worry about monsters or anything like that. And it looks awesome, right? It's really good. So I've been solving some problems, coming up with ideas. I have not transitioned these tanks over from our tree farms. I got our other tree farm going, and I have not transitioned them over to using the ender tanks yet, so it's just piped right now. We can pipe it later when we need to, but I've got holly trees over here and just regular oak over here. Nothing crazy. Down below I'll show you what we kind of have going on, and each side has 5 carpenter or fermenters that are running. And what I do is I let these run. Oh yeah, hey. Oh, this is Thelona had brought me this and dropped it off, I expect, and he called it tech support. So super huge thanks to him. I appreciate it. This is awesome. As far as I know, he's the only one on the server that has them. He's got a ton of them over at base. So I don't know how he got it here. I'm gonna have to ask him because there's only one way out of here, which is this hole, and there's, you know, I don't know how to pick them up and move them. I don't know how he got it down here. So either he broke a bunch of blocks, got it down here, and then you know, fixed it all up again, or he did some trickery or something. But so here's kind of what we do is I take this guy from over here. Ooh, empty guy. Let's put that here, and then we take this guy here and we put the empty guy here, and then we put this guy here. Take one sapling out, put it in there so that way it fills up again. We're good. I also make sure that there's no cross contamination between the two. Like this gets apples sometimes. It just happens. Nothing I can really do to solve that problem unless I move the farms away from each other, which is fine. I can do that. I just personally had not taken care of it yet. There we go. And that runs like so. And I believe I need... Oh, man. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, let's take this and barrel. All right. Let's take that guy, put you back in there, and we'll put you here, and perfect. So we can put the holly in here, and we'll get the holly branches in here. The reason I don't turn this on to run all the time is because it just depletes this, and then it usually gets filled up with something else, and then it doesn't work. I know. There's problems I can solve. I just haven't got to it yet. But yes. So if we go above, we can see these now process the biomass after the fermenters turn it all into biomass, and we take the biomass and we turn it into, oh, this is going too fast to even see. That's weird. We are creating biomass from biomass, and we are turning it into ethanol. There we go. And we're increasing ethanol production. This one is also now linked over to this one as well, so we can fill this tank since this one is pretty much full. Yes, and it stays full, but yeah. I also have this particular ender tank feeding ethanol to our B area right here. Since I've moved those tanks, I have it right here. It feeds this, our gene pool. And the gene pool is running through and getting rid of all these drones that we don't need. It's processing all of those and turning that into liquid DNA for us. So that's super, super good. So really, I've just been pretty much tending to this system here and plugging this stuff back in here and then filling it with sugar when we need to, which is pretty easy to do. Just grab it from here and then plug it back in. Perfect. And then I am still getting sugar from these, from our sugary bees. So we have plenty here, which is great. I'm pretty much just put these out here so it'll fill these 5 stacks before anything. And then I just put the excess in our system. So that's really what we've been doing. That's what I've been working on. You're caught up. I also moved most of the, not all this, but all of these only have cobble in them right now, with the exception of this one. It has some stuff I just don't want to throw into our system yet because it just clogs it up, but we'll get there. All right, why do we have all these caches? This is something I wanted to take a look at because of things like this. We have things that are insane. We have so many. Like these guys. Look how many we have. 262,000. And we have 28,000 there that can be pushed into there. Caches. That's what we're working on today. I figured it'd be a good idea to get you guys transitioned, and then we'll get these all up to date. So let's place these all down. These are caches. They're from thermal expansion. They're pretty easy to make. Whoa. So you can click on this. They're super cheap. They just tin, chest, and a little bit of redstone. Really easy. And then obviously the upgrades are not too difficult to make either. If you've gotten to the point where you can make these, I'm guessing some of you maybe haven't gotten this far yet, but you should be able to make these guys. It requires Invar, which is not hard to make. It's iron and nickel. So you should be able to get that pretty quick. A bronze gear, and then some redstone. And then you can probably make these ones too, because electrium's not too hard to make, which is just gold and silver. And then the ones that start to get a little bit crazy are these signalum, but now that we can pretty much create cryothium, and electrum and signalum really easily, it's not too difficult for us anymore. So the blend is just some copper and some destabilized redstone, which I have at the other base. And then the next one, Resonant, which is, we have a blaze farm, tons of blaze rods, and Inderium, which is not easy to make, but not too bad. Some lead, a platinum, and then, so it's not super hard, but these two are very easy to make. Everybody should be able to get to these fairly quickly, but it's really nice because the more you upgrade these, the more items you can put in them. And I don't remember exactly what all of the tiers are and how many they hold. However, I know the last one because I looked it up. The Resonant, when you get to this level, you can hold 500,000 items in it, which is pretty good. And there's only one thing that's better than it, as far as I know. The barrels only hold 1 1,000 stacks. So that's like 65,536. This holds 10 times that, pretty much. Now, the next thing after that, which we will be getting into at some point, is quantum storage. Quantum storage holds 2 billion millibuckets, or 2 billion items. So that's 4 times the size of these guys. But right now, we're only at Resonant. Anything excess of that is kind of useless to us at this point. So I think this is going to serve its purpose pretty well. And I think what we need is this guy. A crescent hammer. Great. I'm just shift right clicking these. So next thing I have to determine is, what are these going to be filled with? Sorry, I was thinking of something else and distracted a little bit. But obviously 2 of them are going to be set for, you know, cobblestone and dirt. We have 1 for that, but I figured I'd make extras just in case. And we don't need them all right now, but so we'll put those ones away. So let's do item, and we're gonna do a dense item duct. We'll take all of those, and we'll do a resonant servo because we have one. Why not? And what we're going to do is we're going to take all of these and plug them in here. I only have 1, so we'll have to just move the servo when it's done. I only have 1. I could add more servos if I wanted, but this should move the stacks at a time, and it should go pretty fast. Oh, geez. Okay, so yeah, that's a problem, obviously, until that fills up, and then it'll fill this one up. All right, so that's fine. Easy problem to solve. We'll just turn that off and turn that off, and this one as well. Yeah, be weary of that, obviously. That can happen. So this will start filling this up, and we'll have plenty of space now. We'll be able to turn down all of these chests and clean this up. I haven't decided what we're going to do with this ridge, or if we're going to fill it back in, if we'll make it close to the ceiling so we can just have a B area underneath for maintenance. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it, but this area is going to expand over to all of the beehives that are above us. So I haven't solved that problem in my head yet on how we want to design that, but we'll figure it out as we move forward. All right, 1 done. All right, only like 25 more to go. So we can click that guy, and then we'll place it back down again, which is good. And then we'll put the servo back on there, and we'll turn that on, and it's going to move a stack at a time. So really, this is what we've been doing. I've been cleaning things up. I've been transitioning, trying to get things organized and tidied up. And you see I cleaned a lot of the torches on the ground. The light levels are okay here. They're not super awesome, but they're all right. We still have these guys here, which we probably don't need as much of anymore, but I'm keeping them there as a precautionary thing. So yes, we have all of this stuff we have to move as well. I just have not figured out how I want to handle this situation yet. Obviously we get a ton of apples, so maybe those require a cache as well, or maybe we just discard them. Maybe we turn them all into fruit juice. That would be a good idea. So if we click E and then click on the uses of this guy, we can make tons of golden apples. We can make apple juice, obviously, with a fruit press. In an industrial centrifuge, you can make methane cells, which could then be used to make carbon and hydrogen cells, which could then be used to make calcium carbonate cells, or nitrocarbon cells, or coal fuel cells, which that get turned into an industrial blast furnace to make certain things. which makes calcite dust. I don't know if there's a use. Maybe there is. I haven't gone that far, but obviously there's things to do with apples. Water. Squeezer, you can make fruit juice, which you can then turn into other things, I believe. So if we do uses, actually recipes, no, uses. I guess there's not really any uses for fruit juice other than, oh, you can put it in a chemical thrower. All right, it has one use. Chemical thrower it is. That's funny. So yes, this is pretty much the way to transition everything. I know it is tedious. That's why I haven't shown a lot of it on camera. Obviously, because it's boring to watch, in my opinion, so it's not something that anybody needs to learn. You just, oops, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I wanted to put the servo on there, not that. There we go. All right, there they go. And it goes pretty fast. It's not too bad if you've got some better things. It's okay. So yeah, that's pretty much the deal. We've been moving and transferring items from one place to another. I still obviously have a lot of work to do, so it's a little bit of a different video. It's not like teaching you really anything other than how I work my process, and maybe that's how you guys do your process. But I do things and I think about things. I'm an analyzer. I analyze everything, and sometimes I can't articulate what I need to do and what I need to put together until I just do it. So sometimes I'm not so good at just building and then like talking about building on camera. So I build things and then you see it. So if you want to see more building like this, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do that. It's just not how I usually operate. I don't think it's how many people operate, really. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but there we go. Let's get all this stuff filled up and start decommissioning some of these boxes. Not that I don't like iron chests. A wall of iron chests or gold or diamond chests look really good. I like them. I've made designs based on them, but it's time for upgrades, right? Transition period is in full effect, and it's going to take a while, but we'll make progress. We'll make progress. I don't think you guys want to see all that stuff, but if you do, or there's other things you want to see, let me know and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear. But yeah, we're going to be moving things into these caches and filling in holes and getting rid of this temporary little house, which I was just pretty much keeping for the villagers. Obviously, they don't need it. Everything's safe down here. I've never been attacked by any mobs, so I think we're okay when it comes to that sort of thing. But all right, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'd love to know anything that you guys have or offer. And then also about if you guys know anything about those steam boilers and how to stop them from producing steam, or how to stop them from just continuing to use steam and waste energy, I'd love to know, because that'd be cool to solve this problem. Because if all of these engines were running at the same time and doing their little you know, running side by side like this when they actually are running, it would look really cool down here, right? I think it would be amazing. I really want to get to that. But all right, friends, I hope you enjoyed this look into my swirling super vortex of death. That thing's awesome. I love it. All right, friends, please like and share on your favorite social media, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Take care and be well.